Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
What's up?
We're looking at I watched Spider-Man No Way Home in 0.25x speed, and here's what I found from the Canadian Lad. Thank you, Canadian Lad, for allowing us to react to this. Very, very much appreciate it. Y'all, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. While you're subscribing and upvoting, subscribe to the Canadian Lad if you haven't done that. There's a link in the description below for the video that we're about to look at. You can click on that, give the original an upvote, and subscribe to them from there. All right, here we go.
Hey everyone, I'm the Canadian Lad, and today I'm going to give you 10 new details from Spider-Man No Way Home that you might have missed in your first viewing. These are mostly visual details, and I love doing videos like this, because I know how much effort goes into putting all this in the movie. So this is my way of thanking the VFX team for doing what they do. Number 1. At the beginning of the film, when Tom's Spider-Man closes the manhole cover, notice the webbing that's attached to the cover slowly drops to the road and dissolves. I'm not talking about this big chunk of web that we can see here. Of course we all see it. But this thin layer of web that slowly dissolves is such a great attention to detail, considering it's all CGI. Even at the end of the film, when Tom swings to the top of the Statue of Liberty, we can see the same effect again, and this time it is even moving because of the wind. Details like this are hard to notice in the theater. Plus, in all previous installments, the webs would just vanish into thin air, rather than leaving a trail behind. So with each installment, the CGI keeps getting better. Number 2. Daily Bugle broadcasted a fake mugshot of Peter Parker, MJ, and Ned using their yearbook photos, with the caption Trio of Terror. They claimed that Spider-Man hasn't been working alone, and they have exclusive reports on his partners in crime. Now this was broadcasted on TV, but notice in J. Jonah Jameson's studio, he has a physical copy of the same issue that he stuck to his wall using tapes. Now, I'm not sure about this one, but this does look like Liz Allen from Spider-Man Homecoming, Peter's previous love interest, who has also given an interview to People magazine calling Peter Parker a liar. Now, later in the film, after J. Jonah Jameson upgrades his studio set, we see him selling Daily Bugle supplements. But notice even in his old, poorly made studio, he had 2 bottles of Daily Bugle supplements. So this is not just something he started selling after he became big.
Those shots go so fast.
They do, yeah.
And it's kind of weird to me how fast those shots fly by, because a lot of work goes into staging all this stuff, the set designers and whatever, the grips and whatever, like whoever's putting all this details on set, like
prop master.
Yeah, exactly. All the prop master and whatnot. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And then when you watch the movie, it just goes quick.
Yeah.
That part is a joke. Like it elicits a ha-ha because, you know, J. Jonah Jameson's all serious. He's got the suit on. Cut to, he's in his home and it looks all like run down and whatever. It's like a joke. But then the next time you see him, it's all upgraded. It's a huge proper set in an actual soundstage. That shot goes by fast.
Yeah.
Like they found this location. They did all this arrangement with the fake news cameras and whatnot. All the costumes, all the extras and whatnot, just for this little clip that goes by in a heartbeat. It's so fast.
Yeah.
The US government issuing a warrant for Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. Notice Czech Republic has also issued a warrant for Night Monkey, as he was seen swinging and fighting like Spider-Man in Prague.
Right.
So they're still not sure whether Spider-Man and Night Monkey are the same entity, but they don't want to risk it, so they issued a warrant for Night Monkey anyway. Number 4. In my part 1 breakdown of Spider-Man No Way Home, I've talked about this detail where Peter makes a very high jump and lands exactly where he needs to. But notice the surroundings here. There's a very small poster of Mysterio. And just behind Peter, there's a big banner depicting Lady Liberty holding Captain America's shield. The entire movie was preparing the audience for the final battle, which took place right at the top of the Statue of Liberty. Number 5. When Tom Spider-Man arrives on this bridge to look for the MIT assistant Lady, there he comes across a Daily Bugle helicopter tracking his every move. Peter even waves his hand and says, "I can see you." But moments later, when Peter is checking all the cars to look for the MIT Lady, he stops near this car where this girl is watching something on her iPad, and her sibling seems like a fan of Spider-Man. Now notice what this young lady was watching. That's right, the same clip of Tom's Spider-Man waving to the helicopter. So even though there's a bit of delay, but it's safe to assume that Daily Bugle is essentially broadcasting live each and every move of Tom's Spider-Man. And it's kind of funny that this girl was watching the Daily Bugle reporting on Spider-Man without realizing she's also present in the exact same location. Number 6. Previously, we've seen the word Ditko appear on the rooftop at Peter's school. Steve Ditko is of course the co-creator of the character Spider-Man in the comics. But after watching the film again, I now noticed another reference to Steve Ditko. When
there
drops
it
Peter
is.
and Norman Osborn at the Sanctum Sanctorum, during the feast truck, we can clearly see it says Ditko. This is the only time we see this side of the truck. If you've seen it already, I apologize for including it in here, because I didn't notice it in my previous viewings. Number 7. A lot of people have commented on my breakdown video that Liz is talking in favor of Peter here, and is calling Mysterio a liar, but that's not the case. Notice what the headline says here. Liz Allen's intimate past with Parker. So she's obviously talking about Peter Parker here, and calling calling him a liar. I had to be on my feet when this scene came on screen this time, just so I can reply to you lads. Number 8. When Peter senses Norman's personality changing to the Green Goblin, he gets confused trying to find where the threat is coming from. But notice when he looks at Norman Osborn, he raises his left hand ever so slightly, but then gets interrupted by Sandman, who asks what's happening. I think had Sandman not interrupted Peter here, he would have webbed Norman already, and that's why he was looking towards his left and raising his left hand ever so slightly. This is very good acting on Tom Holland's part, given the fact that he knew what's coming.
Do we think so? That's one of those things where I'm like, was it an acting choice or was it, are you reading into this too much? I don't know.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think that's a bit of a reach.
It's very subjective.
I think that's a straw that's being grasped at. What else is there? How many other ways can I say the same thing?
Number 9. Until now, I had only discovered that Peter and MJ had this same photo framed in their homes. Please watch my entire breakdown of No Way Home if you haven't already. Now, upon a closer inspection, I found the same photo in Ned's house as well. But what's interesting is the fact that John Watts showed us a single shot of the sewing machine in Ned's house. This looks incredibly similar to the one we've seen Peter using at the end of the film to make his new red and blue suit. And notice the sewing machine was right by the window, as we're able to see light flashing outside. So Peter, who lost everything by the end of the film,
stole the sewing machine,
may not be able to afford a sewing machine. Although these are not that expensive, but I think it's a possibility that Peter may have just taken it from Ned's house through the window, which is not something Peter would do, but I feel if he did it, he will return it as well.
Depends. Like, you go on Amazon, you can find some pretty high cost sewing machines. Them shits can be real expensive.
I don't think they're super cheap.
No. It's an investment.
It is.
You know, you can repair clothes. Like, why would that be cheap?
Number 10. In my previous breakdown, I mentioned how Tobey and Andrew fought Electro together, and even though Andrew took more hit, but it was Tobey who ended up feeling more physical pain than Andrew, as he was holding his chest, but Andrew was just out of breath. Now, I said the reason may be because Tobey Spider-Man is getting older, but you lads probably sent me like 1,000 emails saying I was wrong, and that Andrew wasn't much affected by Electro because he already upgraded his suit in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 so that he won't get electrocuted fighting Electro. With you lads debunking my previous claim, I paid some extra attention this time and found that you guys are in fact correct. And I'll prove it for you. Notice how smoke-like vapor was coming off of both Tobey and Andrew's suits after their fight with Electro. But as many of you said, Andrew's suit already has what it takes to resist Electro's attack, so his suit was quickly able to bring down the heat. Therefore, the smoke went away quickly. But Tobey's suit was yet to recover. As we can see, a steam vapor is still coming off of him. So Tobey's suit was still overheated from all those electric bolts. This is another incredible attention to detail.
That is.
For my next one, I'll be watching Eternals at 0.25x speed and try to find some hidden details and Easter eggs that you are yet to see.
Wow, so many more things. I was like, really? How many more things could you find, Canadian lad? And then, yeah, just teeny tiny little visual details. I like that. I like the one with the Ned having the same photograph and the poster of Mysterio and all of that. Yeah, cool.
This is going to sound like a disingenuous statement, but I mean it. I'm so glad that this cow can still be milked well after the movie's been out.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, like, there was this feeling of, like, once the movie came out, like, all this hubbub and rah-rah about the film, it's because there's so many YouTube videos covering this, right?
Yeah.
Trying to break it down and see what Easter eggs there are from the trailers and piece it all together. I thought for sure once the film came out, like maybe for a week, you'd see videos that are performing well on this topic, but this has 1.15 million views. The film came out last month, or actually we're in February now,
December.
so it came out in December. So
yeah.
I think it's cool that the cow can still get milked.
We're still interested in it.
Yeah.
You know, this was a huge event and we love Spider-Man, and so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Whatever details that can be found, I'm sure people will want to know them until the next movie arrives.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there are some people who are, you know,
Sick of it.
they have Spider-Man fatigue now with all this. They're like, okay, can you talk about something else? And I totally understand that as well. I get that perspective. And they're probably not watching this video. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy finding these little hints and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for the Blu-ray or 4K Blu-ray. I mean, unless Disney Plus puts out all the special edition features on Disney Plus. I can't wait for all the extra. Oh, it's not on Disney Plus, is it? Because it's
I
Sony.
don't know. It might be coming out on Disney Plus. I can't remember if I read something about
It
that.
probably won't. I don't know. But
I did hear that there's like so many hours of additional footage and like bonus stuff.
Oh,
coming.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that'll be really awesome. So
Oh.
yeah, I guess it's totally worth buying it.
All right.
You know, especially if you're a fan or like a collector of physical media like you are.
All right.
All right.
Well, that should be fun.
Yeah.
You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. I enjoyed all those extra details from Canadian Lad. If you haven't already subscribed to Canadian Lad, there's a link in the description below. You can click on that, give the original upvote, subscribe to him from there. Also, please subscribe here, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up. That's it for now. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.